Hi, everybody. I'm so late, so let's just give it a chance. I don't even have music on, I just jumped right on the call. So I'm going to see if other people jump on. I will teach, we're just going to have a meditation, and I'm going to talk a little bit. So I will teach even if there aren't a lot of people on the call, because I'm ready, and also because it's important, and to keep my word. And also, it's the eclipse tomorrow, the last eclipse, last Cancer Capricorn eclipse for, like, hi, good morning, Sun Roller, happy to see you. So, yeah, so much to talk about. Okay, we have plenty of people here. So anyway, let's just start where I am, right? Because as I posted the other day, is everybody hearing me okay? Because I see a delay in my image. So just give me a thumbs up. Everything's cool. Good morning. Everything's cool? You guys can hear me? Because I'm seeing a delay on my phone. But, Mercury retrograde, who knows? Everybody's okay? Okay, so let me know, because I had a lot of Instagram problems on Wednesday, and now I'm having a delay with the phone. So just keep me in the loop, because it looks different for you guys than it looks for me. Thank you. Thank you for the flattery. Yeah, I'll take it, because it's a little bit of a rough space. I don't know how you're all feeling. It's so funny, because in the beginning of the cycle, I personally didn't say this as an astrologer, but everybody's like, oh, actually it's like an easy eclipse cycle, comparatively, compared to what? 2020 compared to what? You don't even know. But I'm just going to start where I am. So I was late today. I wasn't going to share this, but actually I think it really is very appropriate to the full moon, what I'm going to talk about for you and for the world. I'm actually applying for a mortgage, which is just, for me, crazy. I mean, I've owned with another person a house, and I've owned 3 houses by myself. So it's not like I haven't had a mortgage before. But since I owned my last house, I had what, I'm not going to go into the story, but what some people might call a tragedy, I might call it a bad relationship choice, that really decimated all of my money, and also I lost my house. And so that was a long time ago now. I don't think it was even 2000, it might be 11 years. And really in that process, although I was always doing this work, that's when I really started to do the online stuff. Like, I really was like, okay, I'm the love artist in the art world. I'm kind of an astrologer. I work with troubled youth, one-to-one, like gang members, and in rehabs and stuff, with creative projects. That was how I made a living when my kids were young. So how do I use all of those things in a way that feels good to me? Because I really wanted to bring the love artist into it, and the performative in there too, and to not just work in like an institution, or God forbid, bless the people that do it, but work in a prison, So, or prison or rehab. I just knew with the way I am, that wouldn't be good for anybody. So, So that financial situation caused what you see here, because I was just like, kind of like, there's a term, unboyfriendable, which I probably am that too, but I'm like kind of like unhireable, like, because I always made up my own work, always. So the idea that I'm going to go out and get some kind of job that's gratifying to me working for someone else, probably not going to happen. Even if it was a great job, people see me like, this woman always makes up her own scene. So anyway, applying for the mortgage, it's actually part of a lottery in Provincetown. I know, Astronauta, you're out there, so there's this amazing, Provincetown's an amazing place, and the houses I've got are so expensive here, even though I've owned 2 houses here over the last 30 years. So it's they have incredible affordable housing lotteries, but you have to be in the ballpark, like you have to make enough and have enough you have to make enough to get the mortgage, and you have to make less, the amount is like this very narrow window. You have to make under a certain amount so I'm in there and I'm in the running, and I just had an hour-long interview. So just keep praying, because they're really amazing. Those of you in the Provincetown, they're in the West End, like they're out like near the moors, 2 of them, 2 different locations. So, it's the wild end of town, really close to nature. And so that's what I was doing this morning. So I'm just going to talk a little bit about, since, we're starting so late, I'm just going to talk a little bit about the eclipse, the moon cycle, the times, and then we're going to do meditation. So one thing I do have to say, which I think has, so we're in this, this lunar cycle, the last Cancer Capricorn eclipses. And wow, that's been the last 2 years. And, look at what's happened in the last 2 years. And, I know it's like I'm a broken record, but, I keep saying that the Cancer Capricorn is this, at the base of everything. And those of you who know me know my politics and know how I spend most of my energy. I'm queer. I love women. I love the ma. It's like like totally taking apart the mother, father as we know it. Totally taking apart the masculine and feminine. So like for me, so that's just not like, oh yeah, the divine feminine, like however you see that divine feminine or the goddess or the ma. It's not about the return, because we don't even know really what these terms feminine and masculine mean. And like, for example, I think for me, I actually think rather than the return to the feminine, I've been so uber feminine for so long. It's actually, for me, it's my masculine coming to meet the leadership demands, so it's just like, we don't really know. And, it's basically, and I'm here, I'm doing the work. I woke up this morning and was like, how can I teach? Because I'm reevaluating everything. And yet I know we still need leaders, and I know I have that ability and that superpower. So I'm here, but I'm going to tell you straight out with this moon, just with this life, is that, in order to begin to understand, in order to begin to show up for what is on each of our plates individually, we have to be willing to let go of many things that have made us secure. So, if like March wasn't enough of a free fall, it's still happening. The free fall is happening. The resistance is futile. And yet we are here. So, I guess that's really what I wanted to bring in, is that I didn't want to show up this morning. And, there's like 10 of you here, and maybe another 10 that will watch throughout the day. Who knows, maybe more. It's hard to know. But I know that when I get up and have my practice, I am a better resource, I'm a better ally, I'm a better neighbor, I'm a better lover, I am a better friend. And so I hold that space for you to practice. And I'm not playing mantra right now or music. Well, first of all, because I just jumped off my call, but I have a very, very deep, loving relationship with the mantra, of the Sikh tradition. And it's not like I'm like, oh my God, anti-racism, decolonize, like I'm throwing that away, but I'm just looking at my attachment, and I'm still working. We're going to work with Kundalini today. I'm not going to I'm really evaluating, and I'm mostly looking at intention. And, so that's where I'm at, and I'm making the choice today, and you guys are making the choice today to sit with me. I'm making the choice to be in front of you. And this morning I went to the Japshi, because the Japshi has given me much solace in like the 15 years or so that I've been working with Kundalini as a practice. I have never taken Sikh vows. I try to pay homage to the Sikh tradition. I do know where the mantras come from, and I do know the lineages and the stories behind the different gurus. But, there's not enough time to break all of that down. But, so the Japshi is the morning prayer. It's about anywhere from 20 minutes to 40 minutes long every morning. It's chanted in the Golden Temple, in Amritsar, 10,000 Sikhs a day minimum, and they feed them all. So I was listening to a translation this morning that I really love, and I just wanted to just read this back to you. So this is written by Guru Nanak. He's often referred to in texts. He was the original guru, the first guru, and as the seeker. And so this is like when you look at things that transcend all these cultures, right? And this is where the hunger comes from, appropriating other cultures. It comes from that need to seek. And I think that, we're going to do a self-forgiveness practice this morning. I think that it's okay to have mindlessly appropriated other cultures out of that need to seek, when many other have done that before you, and it was on the plate and it brought you solace. And now is the time in the perfection of all that is that we're looking at that. But, I do believe these texts transcend. And that's one thing. I love the word and I love the nod for me, because I do think that transcends. In Japji, he speaks often of listening and listening deep within. So, that I would say is probably the cornerstone of my practice, which comes from many different sources, is that deep listening. So I'm going to read this text, but I'll read it first, and then we'll say, and then we're going to meditate. Thank you for listening so far. And this has to do with the new moon, because the full moon, because it really is like eliminating. I'm going to put out a video later that goes into the specifics, but it's really clearing karmic ties. And it's like, and that's why I talk about addiction. It's like really looking at what is what is non-negotiable for you. What are those last leashes? I had a Reiki session last week with this master Reiki healer, and he was like, you're just like this alien clear princess, not even of this earth. And he goes, but there's still these leashes. He called them leashes, around my head. And he saw it as holding me down, but the idea that these leashes are around my head, it's also over your eyes, it's over your mouth. So anyway, I just want to just read this to you, and I just take a deep breath and really listen. So this is from the Japji Sahib, written by Guru Nanak. And this is a translation by this Finnish woman. I actually don't have her name in front of me, but I can, if you, the translation is gorgeous. So if people want to read the English translation, if you're a Kundalini person, it's beautiful. Anyway, so this says, listen deeply. Listen, and all grief and errors will be wiped away. Listen to the holy stream. Purify yourself in its waters. Let your mind flow into the one well of truth. Listen to find a sea of virtue within yourself. Listen, and even blind you will find the way. When you listen, trust what you hear from within, even though you cannot repeat it to anyone else. I love that. This is not about posting on Instagram, it's truth. There are no words to describe the deep sound from within. The ones who sit together and trust what they hear, they will find the power of the heart. When I hear the spirit of truth within my name, it purifies me clear and sweet. I need only take one step towards trust, and I see how I can accept God's will. So, that was written in, I think, I wrote it down, I think it was 1400, let me just see, 1604. So it's 416 years ago. So he didn't make that up. People have been saying that before him, that was probably some way weirdly culturally appropriated also. There's the origin behind the origin behind the origin. So I'm trying to think if there's anything else I want to say to you. It's just this idea. So one thing about this full moon is that Chiron is about to go retrograde, and it's square the sun and moon. So it's between the sun and the moon, because they're opposite each other for a full moon. Chiron is the wounded healer or the alchemist, depending on where you are on that path. This idea that like the kind of the deepest wound. So you can look at Chiron within yourself, but you can look at it within the culture. And so the fact that it's halfway right now between, it's not exact, but close enough for the times we're in, it's like at this point. And those of you who follow me astrologically know I like to use the Sabian symbols, which are these lines of poetry connected to each degree of the zodiac. So at that point where Chiron is about to go retrograde, so about to go within, the idea of the most, like what's the temperature on the wound of the world right now? And it's like a crystal gazer looking into the future. So, like if you look at that line, like historically, that degree of the zodiac is looking into the future. And I think with all of these things that I'm talking about, and I'm taking the time to explain this to you so that you can, when we do this forgiveness meditation, that you can take this into your own meditation. Because I think the idea of being really heavy on yourself and not trusting yourself is probably very detrimental to everything. I understand that most of my following is white, that and sensitive and of the moment, paying attention, and I can understand that it's overwhelming. It's overwhelming for me too. We're being asked, as I said, we're addicted to so much. There's so many layers, but to lose that essential truth inside yourself is something that would really be so sad. So doubting your intuition. Now, what I want to say about that crystal gaze with the Chiron is we all know that there are like seemingly evil forces that think they know the truth, including our president and many other people. I rode my bicycle behind a guy with a brand new Trump sticker on his car down Commercial Street in Provincetown yesterday. And if you know what it's like to ride your bicycle on Commercial Street, you're just stuck behind a car. And I'm just like, how can this guy be driving through Provincetown with this new Trump sticker at this time in history, So a lot of people know the truth. But this is what I want to tell you when you meditate, and just keep this in mind, is that your subconscious is where all this shit accumulates. You're in your subconscious. And so when you feel like things are hopeless, when you feel like you shouldn't practice, when you feel like it's just not worth it, which I feel that way too sometimes. I just want to stop everything. It just is exhausting. Like I can't tell you how many people are questioning my spiritual politics because I put myself out there with the new anti-racism work, and I'm doing the best I can to kind of catch up, but I need to just let it all flow through me too. So just knowing, but I don't stop practicing so the subconscious is where the toxicity grows. And I think that's so it's like that crystal gaze. We don't know what it's seeing. We don't know where we're going, but we need to just clean the filter. We just need to clean the filter. And the more we individually clean the filter with our practices, so when you practice, we're tonifying the nervous system. We're kind of taking a break from the pituitary gland nervous system today because it's such a short class. But I just, it's like, that's why we practice. And I'm not letting go of the kriyas yet. I'm not letting go of the mantras yet. I'm just being spacious about it. So we're not gonna be listening to mantra music while we meditate today. We're just gonna be spacious and just kind of take it apart a little bit. But we're not to stop practicing, I think, in this process of reevaluating. And so I'm here, I have some ideas of developing practices of my own. But for today, it's really important that we practice together. So we're going to do that. So I hope that was clear. And I'm doing the best I can. And I really appreciate you. And I will keep showing up here. I'm thinking of how to do that. I'm thinking about the Merriman Lochai. I was going to start at the end of next week. And I may still do that. But, that's in my process of attachments. Because I'm very attached to that mantra. Okay. So, everybody ready? We're just going to do, what time is it? Okay, so we're going to do, it's about a 20-minute meditation. It has 3 different parts. So, and it's called the meditation for self-blessing. So we're going to bless ourselves. I'm always saying that about blessing yourselves. So we're going to bless ourselves, and we're going to bless ourselves in relationship to nature. I love you guys too. Thank you so much for like just being there and listening to me, because I'm a projector. Those of you who know human design, and I figure it out when I'm talking. So, like the fact that you guys hold this beautiful space for me really helps me too. Okay, so we're going to tune in with the, just for those of you who are questioning Kundalini, I'm about to tune in with the third step prayer, which you all know I love that too. And if you look at Bill W., who started the 12 steps, who's healed so many people, which is actually very racially and class diverse, and he was like a womanizer, and he was an addict, and he did a lot of really bad things. So, looking at that of like how these things channel through different people, or all the roadmen I've sat with, like with the medicine that, brought me so much, who were like, doing a lot of things that were not good, so how are we looking at all of that? So we're just coming together, we're like forgiving, and forgiving ourselves. Okay, so we're going to use the third step prayer. Everybody find your seat, bring your thumbs into your heart, and take a few deep breaths. God, I offer myself to thee to build with me and do with me as thou wilt. Relieve me of the bondage of self so I may better do thy will. Remove my difficulties so that my transcendence over them may bear witness to thy beauty, thy power, thy love, and thy way of life. May I do thy will always. Thy will, not mine, be done. Bless yourselves. Okay, so hold on one second. Let me just get the music. So we're going to be in easy pose. So get comfortable if you're not already. And so this is self-blessing. It's actually called the Reverse Adi Shakti. So those of you who are Ma worshippers, the Adi Shakti is like the kind of endless, undying female principle in nature. And so there's a lot of prayers to the Adi Shakti. And this is the reverse Adi Shakti. So masculine or feminine, you are blessing the Shakti inside yourself. So that's regenerative, it's creative, it's sensual, it's erotic, it's like the ultimate giver. So you're forgiving. I see it as self-forgiveness, but you're also just appreciating. So you're forgiving yourself by appreciating yourself. And so the beginning is the longest part. We're here for a little bit. Your hand is let me just make sure I have the right, left. Yeah, so the right hand. Okay, so you have the right hand above your head at 6 to 9 inches. Your left hand is up in an oath. And your eyes are closed and focused at the third eye. So this is how I want you to breathe, to really, this is taught a lot, but the way I was taught that really helped me hold my hand up there. There's 2 other parts, which I'll show. So the next part is your hands are going to be out straight in front of you, and your energy is from the palms of your hand between the earth. And then the last part, your hands are above your head. But I'll talk you through that. But so when you're doing this, the breath is as long and slow, as deep as you possibly can make it. So in Kundalini, we have this thing called the 1-minute breath, which is like the inhale is 20 seconds. You suspend the breath for 20 seconds. The exhale is 20 seconds. It's really, really hard. I've gotten there a couple of times, but it's stressful. Don't worry about that. But I would use that idea. So you're not just like inhaling and exhaling. You're inhaling, you're holding your breath, and you're exhaling. And it should feel kind of like a hug. So like it will help you with worrying about your hands. It will also kind of like lift you from here. So it's like that elevation, the elevation of the heart and the third chakra. I mean the crown chakra. It's just that elevation. I mean, that is where the lightness comes from. If you're feeling sad, you're feeling down, elevating the upper chakras always really helps. Okay. So you guys can, we've already tuned in. You can get your hand is 6 inches to 9 inches above. The left hand is by your side. I'm going to start the music, but you can just start your long, deep breathing. So again, you can use whatever breath feels comfortable, but I would experiment with holding and holding the breath at some point, suspending the breath at some point. So inhale, suspend, exhale. The mantra that, this is actually not a mantra, it's in English, but it's so beautiful. And she does use the word Lord, and I think after my whole treatise here, you guys can translate that into whatever version of God, because it's so beautiful. So this is by Sinkar. She's a Kundalini woman who actually went mad a little bit from her love of God. Beautiful singer. Okay, so working with your breath, that hugging breath. Inhale deep. Exhale. Inhale deep, suspend, exhale. I'm going to meditate with you. Eyes are closed and up at the third eye. Those of you just joining, we're in a meditation on self-blessing, self-forgiveness. Long, deep breathing, eyes are closed, and up at the third eye, you can just follow my hands. Blessing yourself, forgiving yourself, tuning in, listening, deep listening.
Do the Lord's work, and with your ears hear His teachings. Thus your face will be made beautiful in the court of the Lord. Oh, my mind, know this to be the righteous cause for you. Oh, my mind, know this to be the righteous cause for you. Oh, my mind, know this to be the righteous cause for you.
Deepen the breath, go even deeper. Long, slow, deep inhale, a gentle hold. Be aware of how your face is, how your mouth is, soften, and exhale. Keep that hug breath going.
Thus your
We're halfway there. Believe in yourself. You can do eyes are rolled in and up towards the third eye, blessing yourself, honoring yourself and your efforts, your earnestness, your open heart.
Let your mind recite the
Keep the breath going. Soften your mouth. Relax into it. About 3 minutes left
Let
here.
your
Just yum it up, this lusciousness of your practice.
recite the praises.
Forgive yourself.
Let your mind recite the praises of the absolute Lord. Let your mind recite the praises of the absolute Lord. Oh, my mind, know this to be the righteous course for you. Oh, my mind, know this to be the righteous course for you. Keep the tongue pure,
Inhaling,
and thereafter
holding,
will your soul find its peace. With your eyes ever see the Lord's plain, and leave all others to meet with the company of saints. Let your feet carry you in the way of
1 minute
the
here.
Lord.
Deepen your breath.
And
Deeper,
thereafter
slower.
will your
That hug
soul
breath. Hold yourselves.
find its peace. Oh, my mind, know this to be the righteous course for you. Oh, my mind, know this to be the righteous course for you. Keep the tongue pure. With your hands do the Lord's work, and with your
Okay, so without putting your
ears
arms down, bring your hands in front of you. So the arms are coming straight out from the shoulders, palms are down towards the earth. And in this heightened awareness from the beginning meditation, feel the energy between your hands and the earth. Bless the earth and allow the earth to bless you. Long, deep breathing, same, that long hug breath.
know this to be the righteous cause for you. Oh, my mind, know this to be the righteous cause for you.
holding that space, go even deeper. Just let your mind sink into your heart. Feel the relationship between your palms and the earth. You should feel electrical connection, transmission. Forgiveness, whatever it is, let it go. Just see it like in a boat that you untether on the water, just floating off in the stillness. Totally blessed, and you totally blessed. Focus is still at the third eye. Inhale, suspend and release. Remember to relax the mouth. You can bring your tongue to the roof of your mouth also. Your hands up towards the stars. Open your armpits, reach those fingertips up, receive the transmissions from the ethers, the heavens, the ancestors, those heavenly creatures from other planets that you may call home. Just receive. Breath nice and slow, deep. Focus on the third eye. In the home stretch here. Forgiving yourself, blessing yourself. Allowing yourself to be a clearer conduit, listening more deeply. Clearing the filter so you can receive the truth that's always been there. Soften the face, soften the mouth. Last minute, receive. Go a little bit deeper with your breath. Ground yourself, feel the lower body sinking all the way to the center of the earth. Feel the fingertips all the way beyond the atmosphere. Deep, keep your hands above your head. And hold and squeeze. Stretch. Lift the spine as best you can. And exhale, keep your hands up. And lift again. Lift those fingertips all the way up. And hold. Squeeze from the base of the body, the mula bandh. Squeeze all the muscle fibers. Now exhale with a cannon breath through the mouth. And inhale one last time and hold. And so feel that length of your body from your deep connection into the earth, from the fingertips way beyond anything you can imagine. The heart is halfway between. And exhale with a cannon breath. And lower your hands. Let's just take a couple of breaths here. Just feel the effects of your practice. Maybe make some promises to yourself that you can keep on how to maintain your vessel so that you can be flexible and operate with integrity with all of these changes and the changes to come. That's the best you can hope for. Just maintain the vessel and keep showing up. And I promise to keep showing up and doing the best I can to. So inhale, bring your hands together in front of your heart. Thank you everybody for being patient today and rolling with me. And I love you. I'll be back on Monday at 9. Deep inhale. We'll close with one long satnam. Truth is my name. My name is truth. Truth is my identity. Deep inhale. Satnam Waheguru. I love you so much. And stay in touch. Let me know how you are. I will be here next week. I'm not sure what I'm going to do about the Merriman Lochai. If I do the Merriman Lochai, it would start next Friday. But so definitely I'll be here Monday and Wednesday at 9 a.m. teaching regular classes, whatever regular is. And I'll let you know on Monday. I'll decide by Monday if we're doing the Merriman Lochai. Okay, have a beautiful day, have a beautiful weekend. Mwah.